Data Analytics 0 to Hero, Video 8, Pandas Data Cleaning. Video 8 of the 30-part series, Finding and Fixing Missing Values, Duplicates, Bad Types, and Messy Text in a Real Dataset. We're using a real extract of the UCI online retail dataset, actual 2010 to 2011 UK e-commerce transactions, genuinely messy exactly the way real data is. Let's jump straight in. Running the cell now. Before you start, open a new Jupyter notebook in VS Code and select your Python interpreter as the kernel. Place online_retail_sample.csv in the same folder as this notebook. Running the cell now. Once your kernel is selected, you're ready to go. Real data is always messier than a tutorial dataset, so subscribe if you want video 9, Wrangling, to land automatically once you're done. Let's dive in. Before fixing anything, you need to know what's actually wrong. Pandas has built-in tools for surfacing every common issue at once. Part 1. Loading and spotting problems. Running the cell now. The standard import. Loading the real retail sample. 1500 real transaction rows, 8 columns. The first 3 real rows, invoice number, product code, description, quantity, date, price, customer ID, and country. Running the cell now. The output shows the dataset has 1,500 rows and 8 columns, confirming successful loading. The first 3 rows reveal key columns like invoice no, quantity, and customer ID, which are essential for sales analysis. This initial check helps us spot the overall structure and identify any immediate issues before deeper exploration. dtype shows what Pandas inferred for each column. Notice customer ID came in as a float, which is a hint something's off, since customer ID should really be whole numbers. Info confirms it, and also shows non-null counts per column, which is the first real clue about missing data. Running the cell now. This output shows the data types and a summary of the loaded data frame, revealing that most columns are objects, strings, except for quantity, unit price, and customer ID. Notice the missing values in the description and customer ID columns, which is key for spotting data quality issues early. This inspection step confirms the dataset's shape and completeness, helping us identify any cleaning tasks needed before analysis. ISNA flags every missing cell as true. Some adds those up per column, giving an exact count of missing values. Description and customer ID both have real gaps in this data. Running the cell now. This output shows the count of missing values in each column of the dataset, which helps us identify data quality issues early on. Notice that the customer ID column has 58 missing entries, and description has 1, signaling where data cleaning may be needed. This step is crucial in the initial loading phase to ensure accurate analysis later. Duplicated flags rows that are exact repeats of an earlier row. Summing counts them. This real file has several dozen. Keep equals false flags every copy of a duplicated row, not just the extras, so we can see what a real duplicate pair actually looks like. Running the cell now. Here, we see that there are 36 duplicated rows in the dataset, which could affect analysis accuracy. The sample rows show repeated entries with identical invoice no, stock code, and other details, indicating possible data redundancy. This highlights the importance of spotting and handling duplicates early in data cleaning to ensure reliable insights. There's no single right answer for missing data. The choice between dropping and filling depends on what the column means and how much is missing. Part 2. Handling missing values. Running the cell now. The mean of a Boolean column is the fraction that's true. Here, the real share of rows missing a customer ID. Dropner with subset removes only rows missing that specific column, rather than any column. The resulting shape shows exactly how many real rows were dropped. Running the cell now. This output shows that about 3.87% of the customer ID values are missing, highlighting the extent of missing data in this key column. After dropping rows with missing customer ID, the data frame shape reduces from its original size to 1,442 rows and 8 columns, confirming that we have successfully removed incomplete entries. This demonstrates how dropping missing values affects dataset size and helps maintain data integrity for further analysis. Filner replaces missing values with a given placeholder, here, since a missing product description isn't worth losing a whole real row over. Confirming 0 missing descriptions remain. Running the cell now. Here, we replaced all missing values in the description column with the text unknown item, ensuring no nouns remain. Notice the output shows 0, confirming all missing entries were successfully handled. This step is crucial for maintaining data integrity before further analysis or modeling. Duplicate rows silently inflate totals and averages, catching them before analysis matters. Part 3. Removing duplicates. Running the cell now. Recording the row count before. Drop_duplicates keeps only the first copy of every repeated row. Recording the row count after. Printing exactly how many real duplicate rows were removed. Running the cell now. Here, we see that running drop_duplicates removed 36 duplicate rows from the data frame, reducing its size. This confirms that duplicates were present and effectively cleaned, highlighting how dropping duplicates helps ensure data quality by avoiding redundant information. Notice the decrease in row count, which aligns with the lesson's goal of identifying and removing exact duplicate entries. A column with the wrong type can quietly break comparisons, math, and sorting. Converting types explicitly avoids that. Part 4. Fixing data types. Running the cell now. Dropping any remaining rows without a customer ID first, since a nullable integer still can't hold NaN the same way a float can. int64, capitalized, is Pandas' nullable integer type, as type converts the column from float to real whole number IDs. Confirming the new type. Real customer IDs, now stored as proper integers instead of floats like 17,850.0. Running the cell now. Here, we've successfully cleaned the data by removing missing customer ID values and converted the customer ID column to the nullable integer type, int64. This ensures we maintain integer data integrity while properly handling any future missing values. Notice the confirmed data type and consistent sample values, which indicate the conversion worked as intended. To underscore datetime parses a text or object column into a real datetime type Pandas understands. Confirming the new datetime64 type. Once it's a real datetime, the DT accessor unlocks data-aware operations, like extracting the real day of the week for the first few transactions. Running the cell now. Here, we convert that invoice date column to a datetime type, which is essential for accurate time-based analysis. The output confirms the conversion with the dtype as datetime64 NS and demonstrates accessing the day of the week for the first 3 entries. This shows how fixing data types enables us to leverage datetime-specific attributes and perform meaningful temporal operations. Real text data almost always has stray white space or inconsistent casing. The str accessor applies string methods across an entire column at once. Part 5. Cleaning text columns. Running the cell now. Comparing each strip description to its original flags real rows with leading or trailing white space, this genuine dataset has hundreds. Printing the real count. Street strip, applied to the whole column at once, removes that stray white space everywhere in one line. Running the cell now. Here, the output 270 tells us there are 270 entries in a description column with leading or trailing white space. This step highlights the importance of detecting and cleaning such spaces to ensure data consistency before further analysis. By using .streetstrip, we remove these extraneous spaces, which helps prevent errors in text processing later on. Street upper normalizes casing across the whole column before counting. Value_counts then tallies how many real transactions came from each country, most frequent first. Running the cell now. Here, we convert all country names to uppercase to ensure consistency and then count the top entries. Notice how the most frequent countries appear in uniform case, highlighting the importance of text cleaning for accurate aggregation. This step prevents mismatches due to case differences, which is crucial when analyzing categorical text data. Not every problem is a missing value. Sometimes a row is technically complete but doesn't belong in your analysis, like a return or a zero price entry. Part 6. Filtering invalid or suspicious rows. Running the cell now. A negative quantity in this real data represents a returned order, not a sale. This many real return rows are mixed into the file. Looking at a few real examples confirms the pattern. Running the cell now. Here, we filtered the dataset to find rows where the quantities is negative, indicating possible returns or corrections. The output shows there are 12 such rows, with the first few including invoices labeled with a C prefix and negative quantities, as expected for returned items. This step is crucial for isolating invalid or suspicious data before analysis, helping us clean and understand transactional behavior. Combining two conditions keeps only rows that are both a real positive sale, quantity above 0, and priced above 0. Comparing the real row count shows exactly how much this filtering step removed. Running the cell now. This output shows that out of 1,406 total rows, 1,394 represent genuine sales where both the quantity and unit price are positive. This filtering step is crucial for cleaning the data by removing invalid or suspicious records, ensuring subsequent analysis only uses meaningful sales transactions. This kind of judgment call, deciding what counts as valid for your specific analysis, is a core data cleaning skill no single Pandas function can make for you. We covered a lot, so let's recap. Wrap up what you learned. Spotting problems fast, ISNA, duplicated, D-types, and info. Handling missing values with dropna and fillna, and choosing between them based on context. Removing exact duplicate rows with drop_duplicates. Fixing data types, nullable integers with int64, and real dates with to_datetime. Cleaning text columns at scale with the str accessor, strip and upper. Filtering out invalid or out-of-scope rows, like returns and zero-price entries, based on business logic. All of this on a real, genuinely messy retail dataset. Video 9 covers Pandas data wrangling, reshaping, combining, and transforming clean data like this. Subscribe so it lands automatically. See you there. Running the cell now.